You just witnessed the brawl, the hard foul, the benches clearing, the ejections, and, if you believe the headlines, that's the whole story. The WNBA fined Sophie Cunningham $400, and everyone moved on. But that fine wasn't punishment. It was a $400 lottery ticket that exposed a $50 million lie the league has desperately tried to hide. This isn't just about a foul, it's about a broken financial system, where players can profit more from breaking the rules than the league does from enforcing them. On June 17, 2025, with the Indiana Fever leading 88-71 against the Connecticut Sun, longtime Caitlin Clark rival J.C. Sheldon poked her in the eye, and Marina Mabrey shoved her to the floor. Officials handed out technical fouls and a flagrant, but a real story isn't what happened on the court. It's what that moment revealed about how money, power, and narrative are manipulated behind the scenes. Marina Mabrey stayed in the game, but for the Fever and for Sophie Cunningham, a line had been crossed. The officials had lost control, creating what insiders call a vacuum of authority. With just 46 seconds left, Cunningham stepped into that void, delivering a hard, deliberate foul on J.C. Sheldon, wrapping her up and dragging her to the ground in clear retaliation. The benches cleared, Cunningham was ejected, and the league fined her $400 for a flagrant 2. But here's where things get wild. That $400 penalty sparked the biggest personal payday in WNBA history. In just 48 hours, Sophie's TikTok following soared from 400,000 to 1.2 million. Her Instagram gained 350,000 new followers, and her No 8 Fever jersey sold out on Fanatics. One marketing agency estimated that kind of growth to be worth over $1 million. Sophie Cunningham turned a $400 fine into a seven-figure branding victory, becoming a hero, an icon, and the enforcer who protected the league's biggest star when the league itself wouldn't. Meanwhile, while Cunningham laughed all the way to the bank, the WNBA, the very league that fined her, is quietly bleeding red ink. And that's where the $50 million lie comes in. While Sophie was building a personal empire off one foul, the league that made it all possible was losing millions behind the scenes. Despite 2024 being the most watched and most talked about season in WNBA history, multiple reports confirmed the league still lost between $4 million and $50 million. Let that sink in. More viewers than ever, yet devastating financial losses. So how is that possible? The answer is a paradox, and her name is Caitlin Clark. Let's cut through the noise. The idea that the league's growth is driven by the entire 2024 rookie class or a talent boom is a media myth. The data tells the real story. In 2024, WNBA viewership on ESPN surged 170%, and of the 21 games that topped 1 million viewers, 18 featured Clark and the Indiana Fever, when she missed 5 games in June 2025 due to injury. National TV ratings didn't just dip, they plummeted 55%. She isn't just part of the success story, she is the success story. So naturally, you'd expect the player fueling the league's value to be its highest paid star, right? Wrong. The league's dirty little secret. Caitlin Clark's official WNBA salary for 2025 is just $78,666. You heard that right. Sophie Cunningham, the enforcer who stepped up to protect Caitlin Clark, earns a WNBA salary of $100,000, meaning the woman who turned a $400 fine into $1 million brand makes more from the league than the superstar she defended. Meanwhile, Clark's off-court deals, including a landmark 8-year $28 million contract with Nike, reveal her true market value. The league is getting a billion-dollar talent for the price of an entry-level office job. Does it make sense that Cunningham earns more from the WNBA than Clark? Share your honest reaction in the comments below. This isn't just a pay gap, it's a complete reality distortion. It's created a strange new environment where traditional sports economics no longer apply. What we're witnessing is the rise of a dangerously unstable model called value. In this new economy, a player's worth isn't tied to stats but to their role in the Caitlin Clark cinematic universe. The closer you are to the main character, whether hero, villain, or protector, the faster your brand grows and your paycheck follows. Sophie Cunningham is the ultimate case study. Now, let's dive into the numbers both on the court and beyond. Let's look at the numbers. In the 2025 season, Sophie Cunningham is a solid role player, averaging about 5 points and 4 rebounds per game, far from superstar stats. But her value isn't measured in points anymore. With one highly visible, active enforcement on behalf of the league's star, her entire brand was recalibrated in real time. Suddenly, her gritty playstyle and spicy Sophie nickname weren't just quirks, they became powerful marketing assets. Even her childhood black belt in Taekwondo was leveraged by the media to build her persona as the ultimate enforcer. Her on-court stats became irrelevant. Her narrative contribution became everything. Whether by design or not, she wrote the playbook for a new gold rush, showing players how to exploit drama, outrage, and proximity to Caitlin Clark for massive personal gain. This has sparked a crisis within the league. How do you enforce rules when breaking them proves more profitable? The league's leadership is feeling the pressure, and cracks are showing. A civil war is brewing not just among fans and analysts, but within the league itself. On one side is Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White, who didn't just support Cunningham's actions, she praised them, calling her the team's tough-ass Nels X Factor and embracing her as the protector of the league's biggest star. "Oh my God, Sophie's a dog," said Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White. She's a competitor, versatile. She lets us do different things. She plays with such toughness. She's huge for us and she's going to be all season long." But on the other side, Connecticut's Sun head coach Rashid Mashoun saw the same moment very differently, calling Cunningham's foul stupid and disrespectful. He argued that pulling a stunt like that while up by 17 points was classless and unsportsmanlike. Two coaches, two completely opposite takes on the same play. Yet perhaps the most important voice came from someone who wasn't even there that night, Las Vegas Aces coach and respected basketball mind, Becky Hammon. She gave voice to a deeper frustration simmering across the league. There's too much bumping, too much grabbing, too much fouling that's not getting called, and people are tired of getting hit, she said. This is what happens. That was a clear shot at the league office. Hammon wasn't defending the foul itself. She was confirming what many players already believe, that the officiating system is broken. And in its absence, players are taking matters into their own hands. Becky Hammon wasn't just defending players, she was highlighting the systemic breakdown that made Cunningham's foul inevitable. This isn't merely a player issue, it's a league-wide problem. So, who do you side with in this war of words? Are you with Coach White's loyalty, Coach Mijan's call for sportsmanship, or Coach Hammon's critique of a broken system? Cast your vote in the comments. This division has put the WNBA in a strategically impossible position, forced to choose between two vastly different paths, each with huge consequences. The first is the LZ Fair entertainment model, which argues that drama drives business. The controversy surrounding Caitlin Clark fuels media coverage, sells tickets, and creates viral heroes and villains, so the league might quietly allow the enforcer narrative to thrive. The second is the asset protection model, focused on long-term survival. What happens if the WNBA's most valuable asset, Caitlin Clark, suffers a serious injury from one of these unchecked physical plays? We've already seen the warning sign when Clark missed just 5 games in 2025. League viewership plummeted 55%. That kind of absence would be a financial disaster. This model demands the league take real action, hand out serious suspensions, enforce the rules, and protect its golden goose at all costs. Faced with an impossible choice, what did the WNBA do? They blinked. After review, they upgraded Marina Mabrey's foul but slapped Sophie Cunningham with a fine that's mere pocket change and, most importantly, suspended no one. It was an act of weakness, a desperate attempt to appease everyone that ended up satisfying no one. This wasn't a solution. It was a flashing red warning that the league has no clue how to fix its most urgent problem. The Sophie Cunningham incident wasn't just a foul that exposed a financial lie. It was a symptom of a league that has lost control of its own value system. It revealed a broken economic model, where players have found a dangerous new playbook, generating drama around a superstar can make you rich faster than the league can grow the sport. By refusing to enforce serious consequences, the WNBA hasn't just allowed this, it's actively encouraged it. The message is clear. In the new WNBA, crime pays, and it pays well. A fuse has been lit, and the next player to follow this formula could be the one who finally makes it explode. So, what's your take? Is Sophie Cunningham a genius who gamed a broken system, or is this narrative-driven branding model the beginning of the end for the WNBA? Drop your theory in the comments below, and if you believe the story behind the story truly matters, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and share this video with someone who needs to understand the real economic game playing out behind the curtain.